Hello, I'm Jerry Fort, the beer review guy. How many of you have been to an Aldi's? I just went to my first one today because the guy at work told me that they had some beer there that was cheap, that had some German beer and that it was, good priced. And I was like, I said, do they have like singles there? He says, no, but the six packs are really cheap. I was like, well, I've never been to one, but I'd heard something about the place. I didn't know, I couldn't remember what it was that I'd heard about it that kind of was like, I thought it was kind of strange. But I was like, it's a grocery store. What could be wrong with it? So I said, I'll go and just check it out. So I went today after work, and so I started walking up there. And this, there's a line of carts outside the store, and this older lady goes up and she gets one, and she goes into the store. I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's it, that the carts are outside the store. That's no big deal. So I went over to get one, and they have, they're locked. They have these red strips they're locked to each one. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what it was. You have to pay to use a cart. I was like, okay. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to get that much stuff. I'll just put it in my arms, and hold it that way. So I go on in, and I walk up a little ways, and, there's beer already right there. So I start looking through it, and it is good priced, pretty good prices there. I didn't record it because I didn't know what I was going into. I didn't know what I was walking into, so I didn't record the experience. But yeah, some of it was like for a 6-pack, it was like $5.99. There was some other stuff that was actually $4.99. So decent prices for some of it. Stuff I had never heard of. I hadn't heard of any of that beer that was in there. There wasn't a whole lot. Their beer area wasn't huge. But they had some decently, priced stuff in there. And then they had some stuff that was still pretty expensive, like nuts. All their kind of nuts, they're still expensive. So I walked on, looked about, and there's a lot of health food type stuff in there. They have groceries and stuff, in there. It's not a real big store. So I went, I looked around. There's an end cap. It had some beer on it. About the same stuff as the other area. They had some different, soda pops there I'd never heard of. A lot of it's Aldi's brand, stuff they distribute. So I walked along a little bit, and looked at some other stuff, and there wasn't a whole lot of people in there. It wasn't really crowded, but they were steady, so I ended up getting some taquito type chip things there, and I got an energy drink. The energy drink was 99 cents. The taquitos were $1.89. Decent priced stuff. So I didn't get anything else because I just had a feeling about the place, So I went up to the register, and I was going to go ahead and pay. And I only had 2 items, of course, So pay for it, and she just hands me the 2 items. And I was like, oh, okay. At Walmart, they would have gave me a cheapy little bag to put both my items in to carry it out with. But I guess from what I found out, you have to pay for bags. I think you have to buy your own bag. It's like, I don't know, I think there might be blue or something. Or orange, I can't remember. And then they put your stuff in there. So You have to pay for carts and you have to pay for bags. And I guess that's why some of the stuff is cheaper. I guess. I don't know. Anywhere else you can, you go, you're gonna find cheap stuff, and you get bags. Walmart has cheap stuff. Dollar General, dollar stores, Dollar Tree, those places, they have cheap stuff, and you get bags. I was just like, what is the purpose of this? Now the carts. Why do you have to pay for a cart? Is it so that only certain people will use it and they won't get banged up? Or I didn't understand. If you have to pay for the cart and you have to pay for bags, where is it that they can warrant making some things cheaper? It just kind of baffles me how I haven't read, it's probably online somewhere, or maybe their site says something about it, but I just thought it was kind of, uncool, myself. But, what if there's no sign? I didn't see a sign that says, you have to pay to use a cart. I don't know if they give it back to you after you use it. It doesn't say a sign anywhere about it. People that are new to the store, there's nobody there to greet you as you come in to let you, ask you, is this your first time here? Do you know what to do? If it's a basic store, you don't need a greeter, to ask you questions like that. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a raw situation. I wasn't real keen on it. I probably won't go back. Unless I just want to get one of those certain kind of beers sometime. Anyway, if anybody knows anything about Aldi's, and you can explain some of that stuff to me, I'd appreciate it. Because I'm a busy guy, and I don't have time to get online all the time, Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, I'm going to end it there. I was just telling you about my Aldi's experience today. So, anyway. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next store experience.